What's up, people? What's happening? Let me see who followed the instructions. We are here. We are now on our News in Motion page, Facebook page. So I'm going to give y'all a few moments to get in here. Hopefully you know by now where we are. I see two of you in here. Good morning, Brenda Randaman. You followed the directions. Who else followed the directions today? Who else is following the directions today? I was like, okay, we got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it. Good morning, Kim Edmondson. Good morning. Good morning. Who's following directions? Good morning, Stephanie. Y'all followed directions. Good morning, Dr. Charles Ferguson. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all found me. I'm here. Okay, I need someone to do me a favor because you know people are looking for me. Good morning. I need somebody to tag me on my wall and say, if you're looking for News in Motion, tag them to this page. We got to get them there. Mary Jenkins, you found me. So I need someone to just tag me to my regular page and say, if you're looking for Gail Dudley and News in Motion, you got to come over to the News in Motion page. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Dana. I love it when y'all follow directions. I love it. I love it. I love it. I know it's going to take a little while for everybody to get it, but hopefully people will move over here. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning, Donita. So if I can just get somebody to go to my page, tag me and say, if you're looking for Gail Dudley and the News in Motion, you need to come on over to the News in Motion page. So good morning to everyone. Y'all are jamming. Some of y'all just see, I follow directions with the girls. I see y'all following the directions with me. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Got the studio set up now. Got everything done. Good morning. Good morning. So y'all found me. Yes. Yes. I'm sure there'll be some people who are looking like, hey, what happened? Where is she? But hopefully they'll pick up on it because this is where we'll be. I'll tell y'all this on the front side, and it's going to also be a part of my inspirational message today. When I tell y'all that Saturday was intense with the team, it was intense with the team. Good morning, Kenny Stanley. It was intense. Thank you, Deborah. It was intense with the team. And again, I'll go into more of the information when I get to the inspirational message, but it was intense. It was intense, but it needed to be. It needed to be. So I'll talk about that when we get to that point. Good morning, Marion. Y'all are finding me. Yay. All right, y'all, today is the first day of Black History Month. Some of them are calling it now the African American History Month, but I still like the word Black History Month. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Oscar. Good morning, Adrian. Y'all found me. Yes. Good morning, Hester. Yes. So I want to start off just saying, okay, y'all, I did a blog post yesterday called 28 Days, and you can find it. Good morning, Awana. You can find the blog post on my website, which is gaildudley.com, and hit blog. And I did a blog post called 28 Days. I'm making a commitment for Black History Month to be intentional about my health. And on my blog, I'm inviting anyone who's ready and willing to get in. So we're going to do this thing together. So today is day one. So of course I have news. So let me give you the news. Politics in Motion is the headline right now. NPR is reporting that there are 10 Republican senators who issued an open letter to President Joe Biden on Sunday, citing his calls for unity and asking to discuss a COVID-19 relief package. There are 10. They believe that they can have a bipartisan movement when we come to this. The proposal, which does not include the price tag of the $1.9 trillion. Good morning, Kenya. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning. Y'all found me. I'm loving it. Trillion relief package, but they're saying we want to come to the table. Now, here's what's great is that Politico is reporting that President Joe Biden has agreed to hear out the group today. That's called relationship. That's called bipartisanship. Now, we talked about this previously, and I'm going to always give you my education of what I know and what I've researched and what I've studied. And what I have learned is that, trust me, the 1.9 trillion was a high number that they'll end up somewhere in the middle. That's called negotiation. That's called bipartisanship. That's called, this is what we're going to do. Now bring me what you believe we should be doing. So I'm really excited about seeing this unfold. I believe we'll see something really soon. It's not going to take a long time. I believe we'll have some package by the end of this month, if not before. So that's what's happening. Now, y'all know I want to be fair and balanced. You know I want to be fair and balanced. Madam Vice President, no, you should not have done that. She came out and did an interview in West Virginia about the COVID-19 relief bill without even telling the Democratic senator that she was going to be there. That you just don't do that. That's Joe Manchin. You don't do that. So he was really shocked. He was just sideswiped. And you don't do that. That is not a way, because we all know, unless God creates a miracle, and Joe could be in there two terms, doubt it, but he could be. So if you're trying to get everyone to be behind you beyond this first term, Madam Vice President, you can't do that. You cannot do that. So fair and balanced. She was wrong to go into West Virginia and not even know that there was going to be an interview. That Senator Joe Manchin didn't even know there was going to be an interview. That's not how you win. That's not how you play ball. That's not how you do that. So not going to be too hard on her yet, but that was a miss. That was a big miss. So that happened. President Biden reverses Trump's last-minute attempt to freeze $27.4 billion in government programs. So he's coming out with that. GOP, y'all, did y'all know this? This blew me away. Did y'all know that Senator Rod Portman did not vote for Trump in 2016? I was like, no, that got to be a misprint. So I went looking. He did not vote for him in 2016. I was like, well, I might have to give Rod Portman a little bit more respect. He did not vote for that guy in 2016. He did not do that. I'm like, wow. So he also said during an interview on Sunday, this is a direct quote with Rod Portman. He says, I think we need to be very clear with the American people, those who voted for Donald Trump. And I was a Trump supporter, talking about this last term. He said, we have to acknowledge that this election was lost and we have to move on. I was like, oh. Now he's retiring, he's resigning. He's not going to seek another run. He's going to complete his cycle that he's in now. But still, it's like, why do y'all wait until you get ready to exit to speak up? Help me understand this. Diane Ladybug, you missed the memo. Look, I put 2 posts out on my wall. And I'll tell y'all about that at the inspirational message. And I shared with everyone in the beginning that with me and the team on Saturday, it was extremely intense. I was just getting ready to fire everybody, and they was getting ready to fire me. It was very intense, but I'll get to that in the inspirational message. All right, y'all, impeachment. Excuse me. CNN was first to report that, the old dude, 5 impeachment defense attorneys have left with a little bit more than a week. They were all like, we're not doing it. He wants to talk about how the election was stolen from him. And they're like, that's not what your impeachment trial is about. And so they're like, all right, then we're out. So 5 of them, they were dropping like flies. Well, as of yesterday, he found 2 new ones. And this just sounds strange how that is, but that's how it's being written. He's found 2 new ones. I'm like, well, who are these new ones? Where did they come from? And why is it that they're wanting to take on this particular trial? So they have to file papers tomorrow. So I don't know how 2 new people are going to be able to file papers in less than 24 hours, but that's what they have to do. World in motion. Y'all, AP is reporting that more than 5,100 people were arrested across Russia over the weekend as a wave of demonstrators protested the imprisonment of the opposition leader, Alexei Navalny. He's not playing. He is going up against Putin, and people are coming out. People are raising their voices. It's just straight out crazy. So we got to keep following that one for sure. Good morning, Deborah Sneed. All right, y'all, here's the coronavirus numbers in the U.S. Confirmed cases, 26,767,229. This time last week, there were 25,693,539. So those numbers, when you look at those comparison numbers, those is starting to slow of confirmed cases. It's starting to slow. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. But it doesn't mean that everybody go willy-nilly. Don't do that. So again, it's 26,767,229. Deaths, there are 452,279 deaths. Recovered, 16,403,843 have recovered. Now, I want to read this to you all. Please allow me to. This is out of the Washington Post. They're talking about the racial disparities. People of color have been disproportionately affected by the coronavirus, and vaccine rates among Black Americans and Latinos are falling significantly short. One analysis found that vaccination rates among Black Americans are 2 to 3 times lower than white Americans. Some of the reasons are accessibility and distrust in the healthcare after its long history of systemic racism. In New York City, data shows that the residents vaccinated, nearly half are white and only 11% are Black residents and 15% are Latinos. So y'all, we need to really talk about this. I think we need to keep putting information out there regularly. So if you have information, post it. Post it on the News in Motion page, post it on your page, and we'll grab it and share it. As long as you have liked and followed the page, we'll be able to grab it and share it to the News in Motion page. But y'all, we need to educate people. But there's another piece. This disparity will be dangerous for us in the long term. I totally agree with that, Demia. Totally agree with that. Again, for those of you who were not on in the beginning, I wrote a blog post on my blog. You can go to gaildudley.com. And it says 28 days. And I'm talking about making a commitment for my health as an African-American female, as a Black woman. You know, the weight that I've gained, that's ridiculous. And there's no excuse behind that. Coronavirus, quarantine, or whatever, that's not okay. The fact that I can walk up the top of the steps, I'm like out of breath, there's something wrong with that. And I have no problem being transparent with all of you this morning because our health is important. So this Black History Month, yeah, I'm going to highlight people who are doing well, but I'm also going to make a commitment for my health. When we look at high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, stroke, the coronavirus, all of that. When we look at that, y'all, we have a real issue here. So we can choose to keep giving the excuses or choose to start doing something about it. And my choice is to do something about it when it comes to my health. When I know that my mom has ongoing blood clots and the way she's experiencing blood clots and she's always in the hospital and she has this thing called cellulitis and my daughter has had that as well. Well, then I need to pay attention. What is it? Where does it come from? When I know what my grandmother died from, when I know what my father is dealing with, I have a responsibility to check into that. And I see that, Mary. And I was been looking into that question you asked before about cancer cases on the increase in cancer when it comes to the coronavirus. Yeah, we need to really find, and I'm not a physician, so we really need to find experts in this field that looks like us to give us the information. And we know that we know that they have that. But here it is. They can give us information all day long, but are we going to listen to it? And are we going to follow the instructions that they're giving us? I don't like taking medicine. So when my doctor says, well, I'm gonna no, give me another way. Do I need to exercise? What do I need to do? I'm going to give this person a shout out, and she'll probably be mad at me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Kenya worked with me. It was in 2016, I believe. 2016 or 2017. I had a goal of getting down to the size I wanted to get down to celebrate my 25th wedding anniversary. Okay, well, I did that. And then after the 25th wedding anniversary, I went back to doing whatever. Well, no, but Kenya gave me great information. She was telling me, and I thought about this last night. This is how long ago it's been, Kenya. I was thinking about, I was getting up early. I was at her house at like 6 a.m. for real. And we don't live close to each other. But, and she would work you. Oh my gosh, she'd work you. When her back was turned, I would cheat. Now I can tell you that now. But I cheated on myself. I didn't even cheat on you. I was cheating on myself. But anyway, she was telling me about the everything that's inside my abdomen and how everything has to work. And believe it or not, the way she was teaching me all this information, I remembered it. You said, yep, you're mad at me. I remember what she said. So you always have to find the right person to help you on this journey. Kenya didn't yell. Kenya was like, I was like, okay, can I take a break? She's like, not yet. I need 8 more reps. And I was like, well, dang. But she would say it in such a way, she's like, well, you can choose not to do the 8. And if you don't do the 8, that's going to take you a little bit longer. And it's still going to put you behind. And you still have to deal with these possible diseases and illnesses. Okay, I'll do 16. How about that? But you have to find that person who's able to speak into your life that way, whoever that is, whoever that is. If you're doing hip hop fitness with Mike Nicholson will stand beside you like, what was that? And he'll start dancing beside you to where you get excited and start dancing too. So you have to find the right people to help you. But y'all, when we look at these disparities, and on my blog, I did some quotes from the CDC and also from Pfizer, where it talked about the other things that come along with us is fear and those who are struggling with home ownership, those who are facing eviction, those who are food insecure, those who are in lower level jobs, those who are not making the income, and all the other isms and things that comes along with it. Y'all, this is news. This is news. And yes, and I'm taking my time working through this because this is important. This is news. And we need to get that news just as much as we get, are they getting ready to send us another check for $1,000 if you qualify, or for $1,600 if you qualify? That's news too. But let's start looking at what can we do on our end to make sure we're doing what we need to do to better the community and to educate the community. This is what News in Motion is all about. And I feel that we all have to take a stand. And everyone's being hit differently with the coronavirus, but it deals with whatever else may be going on with you. So there's so much more to unpack there, so much more. And I'm going to have a physician on the podcast who's going to dig into this a little bit more. All right, y'all, I'm following this just to follow at this point. Reuters shares the brick and mortar retailer, we're still at GameStop. Y'all, it spiked again Friday, rising to $325, up from 68% of close of trading on Thursday. The surge came after the popular trading app Robinhood dropped certain restrictions. Y'all, they are playing. They are just playing. Now, y'all, this runs deep. An AP reporter shares they endured the financial crisis, 2 deep recessions, mounds of student debt, stagnant pay, costly health care, and dim job prospects. This is the group of people who's doing what they're doing. And one of the quotes that AP received was that they've seen the uber rich get richer while a pandemic threw tens of millions of people out of work and left many more isolated and vulnerable at home. And then they go on to say, this is a quote, y'all can find this on AP. They go on to say, and this is a quote, now they feel it's payback time. So they're paying them back. They're saying the day traders have mobilized on a subreddit page. So they're mobilizing on a subreddit page. Y'all, many of the people who are mobilizing are the same people who were doing the Occupy Wall Street protests. These are the same people, many of the same people. They say their strategy, of course, is to frighten with risk. The prices of the stock they bought are now multiple times above any level justified by revenue, earnings, and future prospect. The danger is that at any time the stocks could collapse. Now they're saying that, but then they go on to say maybe so. But as one of the Reddit users wrote on Friday, asserting that hedge fund financiers would drink champagne as they look down upon the Occupy Wall Street protesters in 2011. So he goes on to say, I'd rather lose all than give them what they need to destroy me. So they're saying they'd rather lose all the money than give it to the rich, to the uber rich, the 1%, and let them destroy them. And then this one guy says, I'll burn it all down just to spite them so they don't get a dime. This is like, they're calling it payback. So, y'all, GameStop shares, say that real fast, they rocketed nearly 70% on Friday. Over the past 3 weeks, they have delivered a 1,600% gain. Now, I'm not into that because I don't know what they're doing over there. But listen, they came together and said, look, this is what we're going to show you. You were drinking champagne, looking down on us in 2011. This is what we're doing now. It's payback time. I'm glad they have the money to even play like this, but go ahead. Adrian, part of our community, shared that a 10-year-old GameStop investor cashed in. His return was over 5,000%. Jaden Carr of San Antonio made $3,200. Y'all, he's only 10 years old. Made $3,200 on shares from GameStop this week that his mother bought him in 2019 for about $60. So a 10-year-old cashed in. He was like, give me my money. And he's an African-American black young man, 10 years old. He received $3,200. Y'all, in other news, a man leaves $2.4 million to a French village that hid his family from Nazis. Y'all, also, Subway is back in the news. A class action lawsuit filed last week in California accuses Subway, the Connecticut-based fast food giant, of fraud and false advertising over the content of the tuna sandwiches, which the suit claims is entirely non-tuna based mixture. So we don't know the outcome of that. Subway saying that's not true. Now, y'all, this breaks my heart. I received this morning from Diane Ladybug. Melanie Lyons, age 15, was stabbed and killed at Walmart. She's an African-American female, beautiful young lady. A 13-year-old was charged with her murder. Did y'all hear that? A 13-year-old was charged with her murder. Did y'all hear that? A 13-year-old was charged with the 15-year-old's murder. I'm going to say that again. This is the first day of Black History Month, and I'm really sad and heartbroken to even share this. A 13-year-old is charged with the murder of a 15-year-old. And they put it on TikTok. They put it on social media as a 13-year-old was stabbing to death the 15-year-old. Did y'all hear that? That's just too much. That's too much. Why would a 13-year-old want to stab to death a 15-year-old? And it was the 15-year-old's birthday. Yeah. They say the country girl who loved to ride horses and dance on TikTok was celebrating her 15th birthday at the movie theater. Not long after she went to Walmart, and waiting on her were 4 12 to 14-year-old girls who broadcasted this murder through social media. We have a problem. Yeah, we still have a problem. We have a problem. So before I go to the win, I see we got time too, y'all. Before I go to the win, I'm going to give you 15 places to learn about African-American history. I like to call it Black history. The National Memorial for Peace and Justice, that's in Montgomery, Alabama. Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park, that's in Atlanta, Georgia. New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, that's in New Orleans. Buffalo Soldier National Museum, that's in Houston, Texas. And we'll put this on the page as well. Bell Street Historic District, that's in Memphis, Tennessee. The U.S. Civil Rights Trail. Y'all want to just read this. The U.S. Civil Rights Trail links to more than 100 sites associated with the civil rights history across 15 states, forming a network of courthouses, schools, museums, and other landmarks where activists challenged segregation in the 1950s and 60s. Y'all, they have an interactive online map that is absolutely phenomenal. So I'll share that as well. The Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History, that's in Detroit, Michigan. The National Underground Railroad Freedom Center, that's in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Colonel Allensworth State Historical Park, that's in Allensworth, California. Black American West Museum, that's in Denver, Colorado. National Museum of African American History and Culture, that's in Washington, D.C. Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Byway, that's in Dorchester County, Maryland. the African American Museum in Philadelphia, that's of course in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Black Heritage Trail, that's in Boston, Massachusetts, and the Apollo Theater, that's in Harlem, New York City. These are 15 places. With social distancing and the pandemic, check before you go. They may not be open, but they have a lot of online interactive things that you can participate in. So be sure to check that out. All right, y'all, for the win. This has been circulating, but I dug deep into this because I just think it's phenomenal. Y'all, for the win, this is Angie's, Reverend Pastor Angie Shannon, who shared this. ABC News 7 is reporting Henry Darby. His name is Henry Darby. North Charleston, South Carolina, He was moved by a need to help his students. A South Carolina school principal took on a part-time job at Walmart and donated his paycheck to those in need. Henry Darby, principal at North Charleston High School, is considered the community's guardian angel. He says, a couple years ago, I had 2 students who were female sleeping under the bridge. There was another situation where a former student of mine and her daughter were sleeping in their car, and another situation where a former student needed funds for her water and light bill. So he said he decided to take on a job. So he took on a part-time job at Walmart, stocking shelves from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. He said, hey, I had to do something. So he has given over $100,000 in donations from his part-time job. Then there's been $100,000 of donations that have come in. And then Walmart has also given $50,000. So that's where I want to go with the inspirational message and then tell you what happened over the weekend. So with the inspirational message, and I want you all to participate. This is Black History Month. In the thread, y'all know every now and then I stop because I want to see what you're going to post. In the thread, post what we can be doing individually and collectively to make sure we're helping people, that we're sitting ourselves aside and we're helping other people. So go ahead and post some suggestions in there. What can we be doing collectively and individually to help people so that when somebody's in need, it's not a last minute thing where we're trying to gather funds or you're trying to gather funds. It's that it's something that we're already putting into. So if you don't mind, just put in the thread some things that we can be doing collectively or individually. Just load it up. Some things so I can look at them and read them back to you in case you happen to miss them. What are some things that we can be doing? Individually and collectively to make sure we are helping people in need when there's a need arise? Come on, here's this principal who said, okay, there was 2 girls sleeping under a bridge. There was a girl and her child who was sleeping in a car. There was someone else who needed money for a light bill. So just fill up the thread. What are some things we could do individually and collectively? What are some things we can do individually and collectively? And while you're doing that, I will wrap this up with the inspirational message. Good morning, Judy. Glad you found us over here. I know this is going to be different. We're here now. So, support Black-owned nonprofits. Buy extra food and donate to pantries. Absolutely. Donate to my scholarship that you posted. All right, can you make sure we have that? Site for single moms. Okay, reach out to our seniors who are alone to acquire assistance. Okay, great. Thinking of delivering lasagna dinners. That's a good one. Volunteer at a food pantry. That's a good one. Pull out all your change in the jars and donate that. Yep. Donate to Impact Community Action. Yep. Help with utility bills. Okay. Keep them coming so that we can come back to that and see this. And as people are joining the News in Motion page, they can look at these as well. So keep posting it in here. Good morning, Riyakis. Good morning, Jeffrey Allen James. GoFundMe, donate monthly to. Okay, so keep putting things on here, y'all. Now, y'all know that we've been gathering information for a while now. We have a partnership with Aldi's. Y'all know that we have a partnership with Aldi's. We've also helped with those who are food insecure. We've also helped those with rent. And that all came from right here from News in Motion along with Ministry in Motion. So we've been doing these things in this building. And y'all know we're not just in Central Ohio. We are in Los Angeles. We are in Portland, Oregon. We are in North Carolina, South Carolina, Baltimore, Maryland, Philadelphia, Texas. We're in Michigan. We are in Washington, D.C. We are in Virginia. News in Motion is in a lot of states throughout the United States. And we are also in Germany. I'm so excited about that. They watch daily. We are in Germany. We are in Jerusalem. We are in Rothenburg, to be exact, in Germany. We are in Berlin. We are also in Zimbabwe. We are also in South Africa. We are in other places. So collectively, we are looking to see who else we can partner with. And one of the partnerships we've been in conversation with has been Global Citizen. You've heard me give news from Global Citizen. So that's a possible partnership as well. So as this continues to grow, we're taking this information and say, okay, how do we get the resources out that we need to get out? What does that look like? And we're going to be doing that. So here's the inspirational message today. The inspirational message all started on Saturday. And I know they're watching and they're okay. We're all good. But on Saturday, the thing was, you've got to move off your personal page. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And they were like, well, then call it an end. You're done. And I was like, okay, I'm doing this for fun anyway, so it doesn't matter. So and when we went into the conversation, they were like, you've had this News in Motion page since the summer. We built it. We took time with it. It's time for you to move. And they were giving me reasons as to why I needed to move. And my fight back, and I have no problem being transparent with you all, my fight back was this: but everyone knows we're here. And they were like, and everyone will soon know you're over here. And they said, you can no longer do this from your personal page. They said, we have people who are looking at partnering, but because you're on your personal page, they're on hold. You have to move over here to this other page. So they finally said, well, let me be clear. My child finally said, you either move or else. And I said, or else what? I mean, it was intense. It was intense. And my daughter can be as matter of fact as I am. And she gets it from me. So she was hitting me. Just, what about this? What about this? So much so that, and I'll be honest with you, I was like, you know what? I'm doing this for fun. And they're like, but your fun and your passion behind it has turned into something else. So you're going to have to ride with the something else, or you lose all the momentum. I said, and my response back was, we're going to lose the momentum anyway because everybody's not going to move over here. Good morning, Pastor Alex, you found us. I said, it's not going to matter anyway because everyone's not going to move over here. They said back to me, you talked all week about inspirational message, about faith, about taking a stand. So then they used my own words against me. Where's that where God's going to swoop you up and stand you up in the center of an open field telling you which way to go? Did you forget those? Were those just words on a page? Now remember, they're millennials. They're listening to me. They're hearing what I'm speaking. They've been empowered by that. I was speaking it, but I wasn't implementing it. Hello, somebody. Hello. I wasn't implementing it. So they were saying, so here's where we're going. So on Saturday, trust me, phones hung up without a goodbye. They hung up. Then the text messages started. Then I started blocking. Like, I ain't talking to you. Stop, don't even do this. So they were coming from every direction. These were millennials who cared that enough about all of us in this community. They were saying, this is where we have to go. This is where we're going. So then we got into the Wednesday workshops. And this is my plug for Demia Kandai. Every one of you, Demia is not just about diversity training. And that's my fault. That's what I've been communicating for the most part. Demia has a wide range of services. And Demia was able to see something last week and post it and then share it with the millennials. And from that, they took it and they ran with it. They were like, you're doing so much. They were talking about the filibuster training. They're trying to figure out how to package the filibuster training. On my end, I'm thinking, y'all, we don't need to do that. On their end, do you know how many people need to understand this? Do you know how that's going to motivate people to do voting? Do you know how that's going to educate voters or people who are not registered to vote? Do you know how many people may end up registering to vote because they understand now what filibuster means? They said, so we're going to have to start packaging these things and we're going to start taking them. So I asked a question on the trivia last Thursday, which was question 14. If I did a webinar, would y'all come? They said, everybody said yes. They said, so we need to go ahead and set up the next webinar. So y'all, things are happening. So listen, if you have a side hustle, a business, a small business, or you have a concept, or you have an idea and you need to flush that out, I am asking you during the month of February to contact Amia Candai and book with her. And it costs. It's not free. It costs. But I'm telling you, she can see into a thing and she can give you so many branches of which way to go. So yes, she does diversity training, yes. But as she said it last week, she's also the whip. She be whipping up business. She be whipping up stuff. So y'all need to book with her. It costs. It costs. Y'all, just like we're investing, or the people are investing in GameStop, it's time for us to invest in ourselves, in our business, in our ministries, in our churches, in our nonprofit organization, and whatever it is that you're doing. Contact Demia. Demia should have, by the end of this week, at least 9, if not 10 of us contacting her to book with her, to consult with her for an hourly fee. I said it, an hourly fee. And she's not going to even like cringe when she gives you her fee. And I'm asking you not to cringe either when you hear her give you that fee, or when you see her type that fee to you in an email. But that's what we need to do. So the team, the inspirational message is, I want us to really focus on what it is that God has for us. And hear me, there's times we're going to be stretched. And in the stretching is painful. Seriously, it was tense on Saturday because they had this mindset and they had this vision and they hadn't shared it with me yet. And so, of course, my pushback was, I'm sorry, who does news in motion? Y'all just here for the ride. I mean, I was being nasty and they were being matter of fact and blunt back. And I had to swallow some pride. I had to swallow some words because my thing that I kept saying was, I'm not competing against anybody. I'm just doing this. I'm passionate about it. They were like, so you're passionate about it, so do something that's going to build and reach more people. If you have possible sponsors who wants to come alongside of you, they said, what you going to do, live off of Target the rest of your life? And I said, that's a good question. They said, everybody don't go to Target. They said, so you have to now expand your horizon and do some different things. So we're going to start implementing things. So you will no longer see me do news in motion on my personal page. I may do posts to tell you to come here, but this is our platform right here. Still 7:25 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. But just like I was stretched on Saturday, I believe God is in the stretching business in the month of February. So as I've been stretched, I'm going to stretch all of you. I'm going to stretch all of you. That's what we're doing here. So hopefully you're along with the ride with me. We're still going to do news just like I did it this morning. But we're also going to do educational pieces. We're also going to give information. We're also going to ask you to participate. Ask you to participate. So we're in it, y'all. We're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long haul. The other thing that I'm going to do, because I cannot do this every Monday through Friday, every week of the year. So if you have any interest of saying, hey, I don't mind taking a week or a day or two, and no, you don't have to do it like me because we're all individual people. Send us an email saying, hey, I would be interested in that. I would be interested. Now, you will have to do some research. Of course, we'll be feeding you news as well, but you would have to do research. You would have to have a space that's lit. You would have to have the lightings. You would have to have a background. You would have to be able to meet the brand of News in Motion. But don't count yourself out because they can come along and help you to make sure that's done. So we want to hear from you with that. Just email me at info.gaildudley@gmail.com. info.gaildudley@gmail.com. So y'all, we're in a stretching season. Invite more people to like and follow this page. This is where we'll be, 7:25 Eastern time each Monday through Friday morning. Invite people to like and follow this page. But now I need one more thing from you. Well, no, two. I want you to go to my blog post and read the blog I posted about health. It's called 28 Days. The blog post is www.gaildudley.com. And that's GAIL, D as in David, U, D as in David, LEY. So GailDudley.com. Hit the blog and read the post I did called 28 Days and comment on the blog post. Comment on the blog post. The second thing I need you to do, just like you all found me over here, if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube, I'm asking you to do that. Why? Because News in Motion is going to be doing a part 2 only on YouTube. Not during the morning, but we'll announce when we're going to do special segments on the YouTube. So the YouTube is www.youtube.com/Gail Dudley. So www.youtube.com/Gail Dudley. Subscribe to the YouTube, because when we do extras, I'm not sending it here. We're doing it there on YouTube. All right, y'all. Again, thank y'all for finding me here this morning. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'll be honest, transparent moment, I was very nervous. I was very nervous. I was so nervous thinking that I'm going to come here and nobody's going to show up over here. I was very nervous. And now I know that I was nervous and worried for no reason, for absolutely no reason. All right, y'all, until tomorrow, right here, 7:25 a.m. Eastern, I am Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Today is February the 1st, 2021. 2021. It is Black History Month, y'all. It is Black History Month. Oh, I do have one more thing I want you to do for me or with me or alongside me. If you have anyone for the win, we only want to give the wins to Black and brown people this month. So please send them, but you need to send me some sort of write-up. And also, if you want your business or your product mentioned on News in Motion during Black History Month for Black and brown people, you need to email me, let me know what that is. And there is a cost involved in that. There's a cost involved in that. It's a partnership. And then for the month of March, we're going to promote all women for Women's History Month. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Love you. Peace out, everyone. Peace out.